Hello, welcome to question 15. We happen to be the last question for the WASSCE 2025 Nigerian Further Mathematics. So, an object is thrown vertically upward from the top of a building which is 20 meters high. If the object passes the point it was thrown after 4 seconds on its way down, we have to find velocity at which the object was thrown, the time taken when the object is 10 meters above the level it was thrown, the time taken when the object is 10 meters below the level it was thrown, then the velocity with which the object hit the ground, taking gravity or force of gravity to be 10 meters per second square. All right, so let's see how we can digest this. If I am taking this level as the top of the building, if the top of the building is here, and which is from here to the ground, is going to be 20 meters. So if I throw this object in the space, remember, it will go and come back. Where it starts to come back is where the height it reached. So if you throw this up, it will stop. It means the velocity at which the thing is moving will have become zero at the point at which it's stopping. So here we are looking at for the initial velocity we are propelling the object to the space. When it gets to the point before the maximum height, it is going to be a velocity of what? Zero. That's the final velocity. So as we are going against the force of gravity, the force of gravity becomes what? Negative. All right. So in this case, to find this using equations of motion, we are dealing with the time. We are dealing with acceleration, dealing with velocity. So we know that these are the three things we need in this calculation. Now, remember, we were told that if the object passes the point it was thrown after 4 seconds, so as it is here, when I throw it, it comes back to this place. It means the time it spent to reach here will be the same time spent to come back to where I threw it before it finally go down. So if from here to here, come back to this place is 4 seconds, it means the time taken to reach the maximum height will be 2 seconds. The time taken to come back to reach where I am throwing it will be 2 seconds. Give us a total of what? 4 seconds up. So the time is known. So here we can say that, how will I even put that? Let me just say time to reach the maximum height, right? Maximum height is going to be 4 seconds divided by 2, will give us what? 2 seconds. So the time that it will reach where it will reach before coming down. We can also say that the final velocity is going to be 0 meter per second. Then we are looking for the initial velocity. Remember, the acceleration due to gravity is going against negative 10 meter per second square. So using the V, let me just say, using the motion formula, V equals to U plus what? AT, in this case GT, where the G is the acceleration due to gravity. But because the G is going to be negative, I'm going to put negative here and write the 10 when I'm writing the value. So I'm going to write here as negative. And remember, when you're going to write the value of 10, you don't write negative 10 again. So I should be having final velocity being 0 equals to initial velocity minus 10 times time, which is what? 2. Remember, if you transpose this value as negative, come here, this will be left. So U will be equals to 2 meter per second square. I think I'm cramming everything because of the space I am going to manage. So therefore, if I'm asked to find this velocity, okay, let me say velocity will be equals to 20 meter per second square. So let's go to the time taken when the object is 10 meters above the level it was thrown. So here we are here when the object is thrown, when it's reached 10 meters, so the height above where it was thrown is 10 meters. That height is talking about the distance traveled, and that distance is above the level it was thrown to, its positive value, so positive distance. Then in the same place, we are looking for the time. The time is what we are looking for. We already know the velocity at which the object was thrown. It was first thrown. So the velocity at which we are propelling the object is known. So it means that we have to pick the equation of motion that deal with the velocity, initial velocity, the distance, the time, and gravity. So for B, pardon me, because of space, I'll not be writing everything. I'll just say using the motion equation, which is going to be the distance equals to ut plus half gt squared. The A is the acceleration, the g is the gravity. And in this case, our gravity is going up, so we are taking the negative value. So remember, your distance is above the level it was thrown, so positive. So positive 10 equals to the initial velocity of 20. We are looking for the time minus, let me just say, half is 0.5 times 10, then t what? Square. Remember, here we'll give you 5. So if here is 5, here is going to be what? 10. So as you have 10 equals to 20t minus 5t what? Square. What can I do? Let me rewrite this equation, bringing all of these to the left. That means this becomes positive 5t squared. This is coming as what? To become negative 20t. This is maintaining. So I have what? Plus 10, leaving what? 0. We can divide by 5. 4 will be here. Then this becomes what? 2. So if I divide by 5, I still be having t squared minus 4t plus 2 equals what? 0. You can see here by factorization, we need factors of positive 2. When we add, we are going to get negative 4. Those two factors must be negative. So it means negative 1, negative 2. That's the only factor we have. Cannot give us this. So we need to use the quadratic formula to find the value of what? T. So from here, we are looking for t. So let's just say our t is going to be minus b plus or minus the root of b squared minus 4ac divided by what? 2a. And because of time, we know the a is going to be 1, the b is going to be minus 4, and c will be 2. So fast forward, I still have my negative b, where that will be negative 4. So I still have negative 4 plus or minus the root of b, that is minus 4 all squared 4a, which is 1, c, which is now going to be positive 2, divided by what? 2a, and the a will still be 1. Negative times negative will give you positive 4 plus or minus. Inside this root will be 16. I'll have the 16 there. 4 times 1 times this will give you 8. So if I subtract, I still be having only 8 under the root divided by 2. How do we do this? This is going to be the first value of t. Can I see t1? Because of the space I'm having, I'm restricted in writing some of the steps because the space is too small. So let's say the first time will be 4 plus root 8 divided by 2. The second time will be 4 minus root 8 over what? 2. So let's put these values in the calculator and see what it will be in decimal. So the first time will be giving us, let me see if I can, 3.41 seconds. And the second time, let's say we have 0.58 So 0.59 what? Seconds. Now, if we pick the C part, the C part also have the same wording, whereby the time taken when the object is what? 10 meters below the height it was thrown. So this is where it was thrown. Below it will have a displacement of a negative value. As it's moving down, the distance is now going to be negated because downward movement, upward movement positive. So we are using the same formula where every other parameters remain the same except the distance become what? Negative. So here we can say that here your distance is going to be negative what? Meters. So using S equals to UT, in this case negative half GT square. If I do substitution, it will be negative 10 equals to 20 times the time. We are still looking for the time. So T minus 0.5, 10 gravity, then T what? Square. Let's move fast forward to have a negative 10 equals to 20 T. This half of that is what? 5T squared. When we transpose all this to this side, it becomes positive 5T squared, negative 20T, the 10 remain negative, equals what? 0. Dividing by 5 will give you 5T squared. Dividing here becomes T squared. Here becomes 4T minus what? 2 equals 0. We still need to use the quadratic formula to find the value of T in this equation. So right from here, we can say that our T is going to be negative, the formula is here, so negative B. That will be negative 4 plus or minus the root of negative 4 all square minus, we are having A, which is 1, and C, which is negative 2, all divided by what? 2A, which is still be what? 1. Fast forward, we should be having 4 plus or minus the root of this will be 16. This will be multiplied to give you a negative 8. So plus what? 8. That will be 24, right? 24. All divided by 2. So this simply means that the time T1 in the case of question C is going to be 4 plus root 24 divided by what? 2. Then time 2 will also be 4 minus the negative root of 24 divided by 2. Let's see what these values will be in what? Decimal. So the first time, the second time here will be giving you negative 0.449, so 45. Then let's check when we have the positive value. That will be giving you 4.44, so 45, all in what? Seconds. But at this point, you can tell that the time cannot be negative. The time must be positive. So we can say that therefore, the time in this case is going to be 4.5 seconds. If I'm leaving the answer in only one decimal place. Let me write this one well. 5 like this. Okay. 4.5 seconds. Alright. Then let's move on to the D. We are looking for velocity at which the body finally hits the ground. The body is at a height of 20. So when it hit the ground, it's having the height, it has traveled the height of what? 20. That's 20. But this case is going to be below. The below is going to be below the point at which it was thrown. So the distance or the displacement here will also be what? A negative value. The displacement we are dealing with will be a negative what? Value. So what do? We can, let's see, what formula of emotion can I use? Let's say using, can we see v square equals to u square plus 2g what? S. Where in this case, the g is going to be negative here, then the displacement will also be negative. So negative here by multiplication, that will give you a positive value. That's why I'm not going to change here to negative, so that we can multiply that directly. So from here, your v square will now be equals to the u, that is the initial velocity we had. From the beginning, it was propelled by what? 20. So 20 square. Let me have my plus, or shall I make it negative? All the same. So 2 into bracket negative 10 times what? Is that 20? Negative 20, because it's moving down in that direction. So this will be 20, 20. That will be 400. This is also 20 times 20. That will be 400. So v square will be equals to 400 plus what? 400. And that means your v will be equals to the root of what? 800. Let's check that on the calculator and see. If you do that, well, you should be having 28.28. We are looking for what? Velocity, right? So the velocity will be meter per seconds what? Square, no? Meter per seconds. All right. Now, you have to take your time and go through the questions, because my board is not that big, so some of the informations are not written, but I think I communicate those informations to you. You take your time and indicate all those information that I gave by verbal. You indicate them before you move. If not, you see the calculation look more or less like a skeletal calculation. Nothing is being written into it. So using the equation of motion, this, where you indicate data, you indicate the value, you indicate this all before you start the substitution. I don't have that enough space, so I am able to do it in the skeletal form, but you have to do it the right way. Like the video if you find it educative, share with somebody, subscribe if you have not. This is the last one. Maybe the next episode we'll pick that of Liberia and what? Sierra Leone, if I'm able to get hold of that question.